Then there's the ABC. There is definitely a case to be made now for reviewing the scope of public broadcasting. These services were set up in a different era before private sector, that is non-taxpayer funded media organisations were developed. It is a very, very different world now. There are numerous areas where the private sector is ready, willing and able to provide media services but cannot compete with the deep pockets of the public broadcaster. As James Patterson in the Financial Review on Tuesday rightly points out, the ABC Charter requires that the ABC take account of the broadcasting services provided by the commercial and community sectors of the Australian broadcasting system. And it's this part of the Charter the management has most openly flouted. Instead, Mr Patterson points out correctly, the ABC has established competitors to a pre-existing 24-hour news service in Sky News, fact-checking body PolitiFact, and as Mr Patterson calls it, the cornucopia of free online opinion, when it launched its Drum website. Now, the ABC is investing more in these areas where it competes against its charter with commercial enterprises. Conversely, their rural and regional services, including in my home state of South Australia, exist in an underserviced market. These services are the true identity of the ABC, covering droughts, floods, bushfires and iconic stories that have defined the Australian national identity. Madam Acting Deputy President, the government should create perhaps a country broadcasting corporation which only has a charter to cover country areas and then sell off the ABC. We also need a national debate on families, family lifestyle choice and caring responsibilities in this nation. We fund childcare, $5.6 billion last financial year, rising to a whopping $8 billion in 2017-18. Yet if you ask most families, one of the parents, mum or dad, would rather stay home and care for their own children, or failing that, one of the grandparents would be very happy to look after those children for nothing or at a fraction of what childcare costs the taxpayer. Industry assistance. There is no place for industry assistance. If an industry itself wants to create a spending program from its own members, they can do that. But there is no role for government in giving taxpayers' money to industries or certain companies. We South Australians know all too well from experience where all the money went to keep Mitsubishi in our home state. The money went back to Japan, never to be seen again. We have to stop governments pretending that they know anything about business or which industries might be successful. It fails wherever it is tried, nowhere more obviously than in my home state. Meanwhile, families and communities suffer greatly. I welcome the government's announcements that it will review the tax system and our federation. These two in tandem will help us address the problems we have with social needs and the ability of states and territories to raise the revenue needed for their constitutional responsibilities. We debated aged care recently in this place. There is a classic example where the Commonwealth has stepped in to fund a rapidly growing sector. We need to clarify who is responsible for what and ensure whoever bears the responsibility has the revenue to do so, but not blank cheques in the form of new or higher taxes that can be raised at whim, but revenue to meet the responsible spending needs of government, not the myriad of wasteful and excessive spending that we see across all levels today. The savings measures I have proposed have merit in their own right, but have further merit as well. Massive spending reductions will help address the Commonwealth public debt interest, which grows and grows, from $13.4 billion last year to $17.9 billion in 2017, a $4.5 billion increase in interest payments. Imagine the benefit if we paid no interest on our public debt. Every family, a job and a house. It's what Family First is about. We're a Conservative party, and Madam Acting Deputy President, we understand the fundamental importance to taxpayers, families and national interests of reducing Commonwealth spending.